Leaders are gathered in Nairobi for the African Climate Summit, where the president of the upcoming COP28 summit, Sultan Al Jaber, offered a hard-hitting reality check, saying the world is not delivering the results needed to meet climate change goals. Even with hundreds of millions of dollars already committed to sustainable development projects so far at the summit, African leaders are calling for greater transformation of international climate financing structures, especially given high government debt loads. CNBC Africa reporter Teryanne Chebet joins us live on the ground in Nairobi. Teryanne, thanks for joining us. What more can you tell us?
Thank you, Dan, and good morning. It's quite a buzz of activity here in Nairobi ahead of Day 3 of the Africa Climate Summit. Of course, the overarching theme of the event is finance, and that goes on two sides. So financing climate mitigation, climate change mitigation, as well as financing climate positive investments. African leaders, we had about 20 presidents here at the KICC, and some of the views that we have been getting from the interviews is that African leaders are coming out a little bit more boldly than we have seen in previous times, are coming together with a more unified voice. However, on the civil society side, we're also seeing quite a bit of protests here in Nairobi, where the civil society is saying, wait, look, it's talk shop after talk shop. Do we really have agency to make a difference? Only 20 countries in the developed world have caused Africa to go through the climate change issues that it's going through now. Why is Africa being made to pay for problems it did not cause? So it's been an interesting 3 days. Also concerns that there were no presidents from any of the European countries, so it is an African climate summit, yes, but everybody here saying, where is the developed world in these conversations? We have seen some high-level personalities from across the world. John Kerry, who yesterday committed $3 billion for climate change mitigation. We've seen some other countries also putting in a lot of money. But ahead of COP28, a lot of the leaders are saying, if we do not get the commitment that was made before COP28, then why should we go to COP28? So quite, great conversations we're looking forward to today. The youth have been here as well saying, where are we in this conversation? Back to you, Dan.
Indeed, Teryanne. What more can you tell us about some of Africa's climate goals, especially leading up to this really critical COP28 summit here in the UAE?
There's quite a number of goals. One of the things that has stood out from especially Kenya's president, William Ruto, who's calling for a recalibration of the global financing model, saying as the continent continues to deal with the debt issues, can the financial system take into account the natural assets of African countries and put that into the bottom line? So one of the things that we know for sure that Africa is going to the table with at COP28 is the demand for a green bank, so to speak. We're also hearing stories about a global ESG index that will hopefully make a difference in terms of what governments and what private sector as well is doing within the sustainability space. We're also seeing a lot of demands for commitment by the developed world to walk the talk. Those who have put in commitments and those who need to put in commitments before COP28. So it will be quite an interesting journey to watch over the next couple of months.